What's up, everybody? If you are someone who made your way here from my podcast, Next Gen News Week, hello. You probably saw what I am about to unbox for the first time. That has not happened yet as of the recording of this video. I wanted to surprise the boys with some next gen technology. So what we're going to get into is the PS5 DualSense controller. As of the time of this video, I do not actually have a PS5. This is November 2nd. The PS5 doesn't come out for another 10 days, but the accessories were made available a few days early. So we're going to unbox the controller. Here's the front of the box. We've got the DualSense wireless controller for PS5. If you see some nicks on the box, when I got to GameStop and purchased this, I sat in my car and debated whether I was going to open this or not in the car. I decided not to, but not until after I may have started opening this box up a little bit. But I've not touched the controller or felt it or anything because I decided I was going to save that for this video. So anyway, got the front of the controller here. Nothing on the side except for this cool little compatible hardware PS5. I'm going to see if I can focus in on that right there because it's kind of cool. All right. Yeah, see, the box got a little damaged here. So we've got haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, built-in microphone, signature comfort, heighten your senses, and just the controller and a manual. These do not come with USB-C cables. So let's get into this. All right, so we got another just plain old box. Something I forgot to mention, I also brought some other controllers to compare the DualSense to once we get back here. Set that off to the side over here. I can already tell you this controller is a chunky boy. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That's so... Wow. This feels miles better than the DualShock 4. In person, this controller is much more like gray. Because I know in the promo material and everything, it looks like it's just white and black. And it's actually kind of got that PS1 gray type of feel to it. So the two-tone, it looks really good in person compared to what you see in the promo material. I really like how all the buttons are clear now instead of I guess it just depends on what controller you're using. The controller that I've got to pair off against is the Spider-Man PS4 Pro controller. I don't know, it's cool, but it's not like this cool, So let's just do a quick walk around the controller real quick. All right, so big thing I've noticed just from messing with it is these thumbsticks feel so much better than the PS4 thumbsticks. They've got kind of a grip. It's going to be really hard to get my camera to focus on this, but they've got a nice little grip around the edge of the stick. I've never been the biggest fan of this concave sticks. When we get to I got a Switch Pro controller here, and it doesn't have quite the, I don't know what the word it is. They feel differently, and I'm like the Switch Pro controller feel a lot better, but these are not bad whatsoever. Anyway, got your D-pad. This is the new Create button. You got your touchpad, which was carried over from the PS4. The options button, your triangle, square, circle, and for all you Sony fanboys, this is the cross, not the X. In the middle, we've got a speaker, the PlayStation button, which is not like a circular button, it's just the PlayStation logo. And this little button right here is a microphone mute button because the PS5, the DualSense controller has a built-in microphone so you can talk to people in party chat without plugging a headset in, which is kind of cool. And of course, you've got an accessory connector down here on the bottom. On the top, you've got your haptic triggers, L1, R1, L2, R2, and USB-C. Nothing really going on the back. I think I got a noise canceling microphone and a reset button. That's what it is. If you compare this to the DualShock 4 on the back of it, It's got 4 screw holes in here, so you can take the back of it off to quickly change out the battery. And I'm not seeing that on the DualSense controller. I'm not sure how you take this apart. Maybe just a pry tool, I guess. The big thing that I think is going to be, you know, obviously the DualSense has got lots of new features over the DualShock 4. I think the biggest thing for me, though, is the fact that this light bar on the back here, you might have just heard my PlayStation turn on. This is annoying. Like, this is very annoying, especially when you're trying to play like at night or something like that. It's very annoying to have that on there. Also, real quick before I go back to the DualSense, thank God micro USB is finally dead. But anyway, on the DualSense controller, there isn't a light bar across the top. When you hit the PlayStation button on the DualSense controller, it just lights up blue. That's it. It goes a little bit around the back. Nothing crazy, nothing overbearing. And, you know, I know this has got like a lot of new features in it that the DualShock 4 has or doesn't have, but that's going to really, hopefully, save on battery quite a bit. So I brought a couple of other controllers for current gen systems to compare it to. I think the big one to compare this to is the Xbox Series. Well, I guess this is technically an Xbox One Elite Series 2 controller. This is not the Xbox Series X controller, but this is about as close as we're going to get until November 10th because they're not selling their accessories early. Comparatively, the DualSense is actually still quite a bit lighter than the Elite controller, which I had seen some people who also had gotten this early talking about how the DualSense was. I mean, it's obviously heavier than the DualShock 4, but it's not like this heavy. This thing is, you know, it's like very premium. Of course, like, you know, it's got the paddles on the back of it, and it's got the triggers on it. A big thing comparing these two controllers in particular is that the Elite Series 2 controller has switches on the back of it to adjust the trigger pull. So like right now, since I play a lot of shooters, my triggers are just very, like, there's no pull on them whatsoever. I can adjust that to go all the way down. Which, you know, that's enough talking about Xbox. This isn't an Xbox video. But on the DualSense controller, there isn't a switch on the back to do that. But that is something that the developers can adjust like in software. So like if I'm shooting a gun, it'll feel realistically like I'm pulling a trigger on a gun or drawing back a bowstring. Very cool. You know, there's a lot of like what they call it haptic feedback. It's kind of like which the next controller we're going to talk about is like the Joy-Cons and stuff. It kind of feels like HD Rumble, but supposedly it's a lot better than HD Rumble. So I'm really excited to see how that's going to go. Of course, I can't test anything PS5 related because I do not have a PS5. But I will be trying out the controller, just how it feels playing like stuff on PC and stuff like that. So we'll be able to kind of put it through its paces, but not like completely through its paces, you know. Just one thing real quick, because I'm just kind of, you know, just putting my hands all over and getting all my greasy germs on it, I guess. The buttons on this compared to the DualShock 4, they're different. Like, they're more, like, you can kind of tell the difference. This feels like more tactile, like. Like they feel softer, but not like in a bad way. Also, the sticks feel like really tight too, compared to these things. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Like, so I'm gonna compare it to just the Switch Joy-Con controllers inside the grip. It's definitely a lot bigger. You can almost fit them like inside of it. I do like the way that the new grip feels on this. Is someone who does play a lot of Xbox or with Xbox controllers, this just feels like it feels better in my hand. Like, it feels like my hands stick, like the way my wrist is, like this is kind of like a PS4 controller and this is like a PS5. If that makes sense. My like thumbs are like closer together. I don't know. It's just the little things. Just the little things. So, like I said, I'm gonna put this controller through its paces. We'll not be able to play any PS5 games until at least November 12th. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it. Leave some comments down below if you have any questions about the DualSense. I'll try to answer any questions you have. And don't forget to subscribe because we've got a lot of content coming out on this channel and also on my podcast channel, Next Gen Newsweek. Next week is the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 release dates. So we'll have full unboxings of both of those systems and we'll gameplay, first impressions and everything like that. So make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any of that content. And until then, have a great week and we'll see you next time.